Your grandfather is dead. Your childhood is over. Yesterday is gone. You think. But Leonard Susskind says every single one of those moments still exists. Right now. Fully. Completely. Your grandfather is alive somewhere in space-time. Your childhood is happening right now in the block universe. The past never died. It never left. Physics proves it's all still there, and this truth will break your mind completely. Close your eyes for a second. Think about the best moment of your life. Maybe it was a birthday. Maybe it was falling in love. Maybe it was holding your child for the first time. That feeling, that exact moment, that specific second in time. Now open your eyes. Gone, right? Memory now, past, over, done. The moment doesn't exist anymore. Just the echo of it inside your head. Leonard Susskind says you're wrong. That moment is not gone. It exists right now, fully, completely, exactly as it happened. Not as memory, as reality, as actual physical existence somewhere in the structure of space-time. And the physics proving this is not philosophical speculation. It's not spiritual belief. It's hardcore mathematics. It's what Einstein's equations demand. It's what every single experiment in modern physics confirms. The past still exists. All of it. Every moment, every person, every version of you that ever lived. Let me show you exactly why. Start with the most important insight Einstein ever had. Not E equals mc squared. Something deeper. Something that changes everything. Einstein discovered that time is not what you think it is. You experience time as a river, flowing forward, unstoppable, the present moment racing ahead, the past left behind, drowning, disappearing, dying. But Einstein showed this picture is completely wrong. Time is not a river. Time is a dimension, just like the three spatial dimensions you can move through: up, down, left, right, forward, backward, and then time. Another direction, another axis. And here's the thing about dimensions. They don't disappear. When you walk forward, the place you left behind doesn't cease to exist. It's still there. You just moved away from it. Time works the same way. When you move forward in time, the moments you left behind don't disappear. They're still there. You just moved away from them. In the time direction, this is the block universe, a four-dimensional structure where every moment that ever happened and every moment that will ever happen already exists, simultaneously, eternally, all at once. Your birth exists in the block. Your death exists in the block. Every Tuesday afternoon you ever lived through exists in the block. Every conversation, every meal, every heartbreak, every joy, all existing right now in the eternal structure of space-time. You're not a 3D object moving through time. You're a 4D object. Your entire life, from first breath to last, stretched across the time dimension like a worm through space. Physicists call this a world line. It's your complete existence as a physical object in space-time. And it exists. All of it. Permanently. Now here's where it gets beautiful and terrifying. Einstein proved something called the relativity of simultaneity. And this is the nail in the coffin for anyone who thinks the past disappears. Here's how it works. Imagine two events happening far apart. A supernova exploding in one galaxy. A star being born in another. From Earth, these two events might happen simultaneously, same moment, same time. But now imagine an alien civilization in a spaceship moving incredibly fast relative to Earth. From their perspective, from their reference frame, those same two events don't happen simultaneously. One happens first, then the other, different moments, different times. Who's right? Both of them. That's the shocking part. Simultaneity isn't absolute. There is no universal right now that everyone agrees on. Different observers have different nows depending on their motion. Think about what this means. From one perspective, event A is in the past and event B is present. From another perspective, event A is present and event B is in the future. The same event is past, present, and future depending on who's looking. If the past doesn't exist, this breaks down completely. You'd have to say event A both exists and doesn't exist, depending on perspective. That's nonsense. The only way this works is if all moments exist, past, present, future, all equally real, all equally existing, just viewed from different angles in space-time. This is called the Rittig-Putnam argument, and it's devastating. If special relativity is true, the block universe must be true. You cannot accept Einstein and reject eternalism. The math doesn't allow it. Susskind has taught this for decades. He's watched students resist it, argue against it, try to find loopholes. There are none. The mathematics is airtight. Now let's make this viscerally real, because it needs to hit you in the gut to matter. Your grandmother died, let's say 5 years ago. You went to the funeral. You watched her go into the ground. You told yourself she was gone, that the universe had one less wonderful person in it. But in the block universe, she's not gone. She exists, fully and completely, right now. In the space-time region corresponding to her life, the atoms that were her body, the neurons that fired her thoughts, the precise physical configuration that was her smile, it all exists, permanently, in the block. You can't visit her, you can't travel back in time, not because she's gone, but because you can't navigate backwards through the time dimension the way you can navigate through space. But she's there, the way New Zealand is there even when you're in New York, existing, real, just not accessible from where you are. This is not comfort fiction. This is what the equations say. This is physics. Now comes the question you're already asking. What about quantum mechanics? Doesn't quantum randomness mean the future isn't determined? Doesn't probability mean some things don't exist yet? Great question. And the answer is stunning. In quantum mechanics, particles exist in superposition, multiple states simultaneously. An electron isn't here or there. It's in a probability distribution, everywhere at once, until measured. This seems to contradict block universe. If the future is uncertain, how can it already exist? The answer depends on which interpretation of quantum mechanics you accept. And Susskind leans toward the one that makes the block universe even bigger and stranger than you thought. Many worlds interpretation. Hugh Everett's idea. When a quantum measurement happens, the universe doesn't collapse into one outcome. It branches. Every possible outcome happens, in different branches, different versions of reality, all equally real. The electron goes left, and the electron goes right, in different branches. Both branches exist, both are real. Neither is more real than the other. Now put this together with the block universe. The block doesn't contain one timeline. It contains all timelines, every branch, every quantum possibility, every version of history that could have happened, all existing simultaneously in the vast, eternal structure of the quantum block universe. Your grandmother exists. You exist. Every version of you that made every different choice at every fork in the road. All existing, all real. The block universe is unimaginably vast. Every quantum possibility eternally preserved. Susskind finds this beautiful, not frightening, not nihilistic, beautiful. The universe is so committed to existence that it keeps everything, throws nothing away, not one electron state, not one moment in time, not one version of one life. The universe is the ultimate preserver, the ultimate archivist. Everything that ever happened is kept forever in the permanent, immutable structure of space-time. Now let me show you something that will physically change how you see the world right now. Look at your hand, right now. Look at it. That hand exists in space-time, right now, this present moment. And 5 minutes ago, 5 years ago, when you were a child, when you were a baby, your hand at every age, every moment, existing in the block, your hand right now and your hand at every other moment of your life are all equally real physical objects in four-dimensional space-time. You're not seeing your hand, you're seeing a cross-section of your hand, a 3D slice of a 4D object. Your entire life is a physical object, a tube through space-time, birth at one end, death at the other, the whole thing existing right now, eternally. You are not moving through time, you are extended through time, like a worm is extended through space. The worm doesn't move from front to back. The whole worm exists simultaneously. You don't move from birth to death. The whole you exists simultaneously. Your sense that time is flowing, that you're moving through moments, that the present is special. That's your consciousness, your awareness, moving through the cross-sections of your four-dimensional self, like a spotlight moving along a road. The road doesn't change. The spotlight moves. Your consciousness is the spotlight. The road is the block universe. It exists, all of it, always. Now let's go somewhere darker, somewhere most physics teachers won't take you, because it gets genuinely disturbing. If the block universe is real, if past, present, future all exist simultaneously, then death is not what you think it is. When your body dies, your world line ends. The four-dimensional tube that is you has a final cross-section, a last moment. After that, no more you in the block. But here's what nobody tells you. The ending of your world line doesn't erase what came before. Your death doesn't retroactively destroy your life. Every moment you lived is still there. In the block, permanent, untouchable. Right now, as you listen to this, you exist in the block universe. This moment, this breath, this thought. It is permanently embedded in the structure of space-time, forever. Nothing can remove it. Not your death, not the death of the sun, not the heat death of the universe, not anything. Because the block universe doesn't evolve. It doesn't change. It's not a process. It's a structure. And structures don't die. They just are. The ancient Romans watching gladiators in the Colosseum. That moment exists in the block, right now, fully and completely. The sounds, the smells, the fear of the fighters, the roar of the crowd, all of it, permanently woven into space-time. Your most embarrassing moment exists in the block. Your proudest moment exists in the block. The moment you were born, the moment you'll die. All of it, all of you. Permanent, real. Now Susskind takes this further. He asks, what does this mean for free will? If your future already exists in the block, if your death is already there, if every choice you'll ever make is already embedded in the structure of space-time, are you actually choosing anything? Or are you just a passenger experiencing a predetermined journey? This is the hard question. And Susskind's answer is subtle, brilliant, and deeply satisfying once you hear it. Your choices are real, not because the future is undetermined, but because your choices are part of what determines the block. The block contains your deliberation, your weighing of options, your reasons, your values, the fact that you went through a genuine decision process. All of that is woven into space-time. When you choose to be kind to someone instead of cruel, that choice, that real genuine choice, is permanently embedded in the block universe, forever, long after you're dead, long after the sun explodes. That moment of kindness exists, unchangeable, eternal. This means your choices matter more than you ever realized, not less, because they're permanent. They become eternal features of reality. They're not temporary gestures that disappear when the moment passes. They're permanent additions to the structure of space-time. Every act of courage, every moment of love, every time you chose to do the right thing when the wrong thing would have been easier. All of it, permanent, real, eternal. And every act of cruelty, every moment of cowardice, every time you chose to look away, also permanent, also eternal, also woven forever into space-time. The block universe makes everything heavier. Every moment matters more, because every moment is permanent. Now let's talk about something Susskind finds fascinating, the arrow of time. Why does time feel like it flows forward? Why do we remember the past, but not the future? Why does everything seem to move from order to disorder? Because the block universe has a structure, and within that structure, entropy increases in one direction. The second law of thermodynamics. Things fall apart, complexity decreases, information spreads out. This gives time its arrow, not because time actually flows, but because the structure of the block is asymmetric. The early universe was low entropy, highly ordered, incredibly improbable. As you move forward in time through the block, entropy increases. Things get more disordered. More complex structures break down. Your memory points backward because your brain is a record-keeping machine. Records are low-entropy structures that encode high-entropy pasts. You remember the past because your brain contains physical records of it. You don't remember the future because your brain doesn't yet contain records of it. But here's the thing. In the block universe, the future is just as physically real as the past. It's just not recorded in your brain yet. The events are there, the moments are there. You just haven't arrived at that part of your world line yet to collect the information. It's like reading a book. Page 200 exists even though you're on page 50. You just haven't gotten there yet. The story on page 200 is real. You just don't know what it says yet. Your future is page 200. It exists. You just haven't read it yet. Now, Susskind goes into something even stranger. If the past exists and the future exists, why is the present special? Why does it feel like right now is the real moment? Why does this moment seem more alive than all the others? The answer is indexicality. The word now is like the word here. It refers to your current location. When you say, I am here, you don't mean this location is more real than other locations. You just mean this is where you currently are. When you say now, you don't mean this moment is more real than other moments. You just mean this is when you currently are. Your consciousness is at this location in space-time, this temporal coordinate, this slice of the block. Tomorrow when you wake up, that moment will feel like now. Not because today died and tomorrow was created, but because your consciousness will be at a different location in the block, pointing to a different slice and saying, here I am, this is now. The feeling of the present being special is real, but it's a feature of consciousness, not of physics. Physics says all moments are equally real. Consciousness says this one feels most alive. Both are true, at different levels of description. This is what Susskind calls the distinction between the view from inside and the view from outside. From inside your experience, the present is vivid and real, and the only moment that exists. From outside, from the physics perspective, all moments are equally real and the present is just a coordinate. Both perspectives are valid. Neither cancels the other. The block universe doesn't make your experience of the present less real. It just contextualizes it, shows you what it is, consciousness navigating a pre-existing structure. Now let's address the most common objection. People say this feels deterministic, fatalistic. If everything is already in the block, why try? Why struggle? Why care? Because the block contains your trying, your struggling, your caring. Those things are not futile gestures against a predetermined fate. They are the mechanism by which the block got its shape. The block didn't fall from the sky fully formed. It's the result of every cause and effect chain going back to the Big Bang. And your actions are part of those cause and effect chains. Your kindness caused effects. Your work created results. Your love shaped people. All of that is woven into the block. You are not separate from the block universe watching it happen. You are part of the block universe, making it what it is. Your agency, your choices, your effort, they're inside the block. They're what the block is made of at your location in space-time. Fatalism would mean nothing. You do matters because it's all predetermined. But that's not block universe. That's a misunderstanding of it. In the block universe, what you do is permanently real, eternally real. That's the opposite of not mattering. What you do matters so much that it becomes a permanent feature of reality, forever. That's not fatalism. That's the ultimate form of significance. Now let's go to the most beautiful implication, the one that Susskind talks about when he's being philosophical rather than technical. Consider someone you love who has died. Under the ordinary view of time, they're gone, erased. The universe contains one less of them. Under the block universe, they exist, right now, at the space-time coordinates of their life. Every moment of their life is a permanent feature of reality. Their laughter is physically real somewhere in the block. Their kindness exists. Their love exists. You can't reach them. You can't visit. The time dimension doesn't work like that. But they're not gone. They exist the way a city exists, even when you're not in it. The way Australia exists even when you've never been there. Some find this cold comfort. They want presence, contact, not just existence somewhere in the abstract structure of space-time. But Susskind says, understand what it means, every good thing that person did, Every moment of love they experienced or gave, every moment of beauty they witnessed. It's real, permanently. No force in the universe can unmake it. Not entropy, not time, not the death of stars. The block universe is the most radical form of preservation. Nothing is ever truly lost, only inaccessible. The distinction matters enormously. Lost means gone, erased, never was. Inaccessible means real but unreachable from here and now. Your childhood is inaccessible. It's not lost. Your loved ones who died are inaccessible, not lost. This is what physics tells us, not religion, not philosophy, physics. The mathematics of space-time, the equations Einstein wrote down, the framework that GPS satellites rely on, that particle accelerators confirm, that gravitational wave detectors verify. All of it points to the same truth. The block universe is real. The past exists. The future exists. All moments are equally real. You are an eternal four-dimensional being temporarily experiencing yourself as a three-dimensional creature moving through time. You are not temporary. You are permanent. Your life is not a brief flash in the dark. It's an eternal feature of the structure of space-time. Leonard Susskind doesn't teach this to make you feel better. He teaches it because it's true, because the math demands it, because physics requires it. And once you truly understand it, once it stops being an abstract idea and becomes a felt reality, everything changes. You stop treating moments as disposable, because they're not. They're permanent. You stop treating people as temporary, because in the block they're not. You stop treating your choices as meaningless, because they're eternally real. The block universe doesn't take meaning away. It amplifies it to infinite degrees. Every moment you live becomes permanent the instant you live it, forever woven into the fabric of space-time, real, eternal, unchangeable. Welcome to the block universe, where nothing is ever truly lost, where the past still exists, where you are eternal, where physics and poetry converge into the most beautiful and terrifying truth science has ever discovered. This moment right now, the one you're in, it's becoming permanent right now as you experience it. It's being woven into space-time forever. Make it worth keeping.